Check 1 2.
You sound good to us. How do we sound?
Hey, hey.
You can hear us?
Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear. How about us?
I have some alcohol, don't judge me, all right? I was trying to sleep and I couldn't, it didn't work.
Okay, and I think I've got you okay.
Awesome.
Excellent. Sorry about that. It's just to get back. Nobody uses Skype anymore.
Okay, so Brent, we're gonna do it all on one stream on our end.
Okay.
If that's okay. We've got a banner back here, so it shouldn't be a big issue moving people when you do a single expert. And how does the sound, is the sound okay right now?
Yeah, just one. Let me roll on something here. So. Yeah, it sounds like, and do you guys have you need to go into your Skype settings and into audio, and I'll walk you through what you need to do, because you need to turn off noise suppression and a bunch of other things that Skype has going on. Yeah, it's a bit of a, because it's maddening to have Skype, or even Zoom for that matter, trying to adjust audio levels and stuff. It's perfectly fine for conference calls, but it's not good for broadcast.
Okay, Brent, we're in the settings here. Tell me what to do.
Okay, one sec.
Noise cancellation, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be one of them. This time going in here.
So turn that off.
Yeah, so in audio, under microphone,
Okay.
automatically adjust microphone settings. You want that off.
Off. Okay.
And of course, as Lindsay said, noise cancellation off.
Is there a specific lever you want the microphone at? 0 through 10?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I can always tell. I mean, I'll always tell you if it's too quiet. But generally what I do is I just let Skype find what is a microphone setting for that room and then turn it off and just leave it.
Okay.
But I mean, I'll let you know.
Cool.
Yeah. And let's just see if there's anything else here. They always sneak a bunch of sneaky stuff in here.
Am I right?
Yeah.
A lot better than when I did my interview with them. There's none of the sound issues we were having, Brian.
Yeah, Patrick. And David, let me ask you, the interview that I did with you the other day, were you able to hear me okay?
I was, yeah.
Yeah, so Patrick, it had to be that Zoom reverted to that other audio setting, because that was the only thing that I could think of why that would be the case. But so go ahead.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so let me just see your guys' shot here. Skype 2-shot. So there's our. Hold on one sec. I'll feedback. So here's our 2-air. Coming back. All right. That's our 3-shot. So do we think? So I guess what I'm hearing then is that we're not going to be having 2 separate feeds for interviews. It'll just be only the one, correct?
Correct.
Okay. That works fine. That works fine for me. What I've got here, let me just pull it up. All right. So I've got this great little thing here. So yeah, so we can always just dump to like a be right back. So if we're wanting to, split between put another person down there to be interviewed or something like that. I can go to any of our clips that we might have, or we just jump to that thing and we're good to go. So let me see what else needs to be done.
Stick somebody in the middle, see, and then put tape down to
Yeah.
where the expert needs to be at.
That's a really good idea. Tape off where the computer should be.
And I still think you guys need to be a little bit out, but I want to know if that actually works with the microphone.
You got that right.
We have tape?
Yeah.
Do you want us back or?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think you guys should be a little bit back, but I'm looking at it
Well,
here.
there's way too much headroom there. We need to
Well, okay,
maybe
you
probably
may be
move the
closer,
table up.
but-
Yeah.
maybe move the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe put the music right up against, pretty much right against the banner. And that's.
And Lindsay, I also just sent you a link. We're doing a test stream to YouTube right now. And so you should also be able to see, only people with the link can see it.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Just unplug your lights for now. Yeah, give me the table. Yes, fine.
We want to move the table forward, right?
No. Because
And move backward? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
there's way too much headroom right now.
Too much headroom?
Yeah.
Like, Mac 8 headroom?
Exactly.
So you guys, the one issue that obviously is the case is that for, say, a single guest interview later in the episode, you'll have to reframe it.
Okay.
Okay, this
Yeah.
is still,
So it's too much headroom still.
well, there's a lot of headroom, but we can't,
What about tilting the monitor down?
Can't tilt down.
you don't want to be tilted down. It's not a very good angle for most people, but
Usually when I'm doing my Skype interviews, like
No.
with news channels, they'll tell me to tilt it down.
Yeah.
And see, when I go to
here. Sorry.
No.
So the issue with this, guys, is that like the framing for my standard 2 shot with me and the guest means you've got to be really squished together,
Right. Okay.
right? So like we're not. Yeah, there you go. That will work because this is the main shot.
I still think you guys need to be a little bit farther out on this one. I don't care about the headroom and
I
having
do.
it like.
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. No,
Yeah.
this does look like sports people right now, though.
Well, yeah, like when you do a 2 shot like this, it's in a split screen, and you've only got one camera on that side. The 2 people have to be hugging. Like it's a good thing you guys like each other. So.
I'm going to eventually move that back.
Is there any way that do you have 2 cameras?
Did you have a spare
I've
computer?
got another computer. I use it for watching my Netflix and YouTube, but yeah, I can bring it down. Do you want to bring it down right now?
Because you could be right beside each other, but separated a bit, properly, and have the same step and repeat, and so forth. But
But
then
you
I could have you both isolated, right?
So because you said you had one on Skype and one on Zoom, and you could do that. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I've got a 3 shot here.
We can
I've
do
got
that.
Oh, we can't.
We only have one Ethernet cable, and we only have one case that keeps the computer at the same level. So I think let's just deal with the one.
Okay.
Pushing it back made it a bit better, didn't it?
Y-
Maybe it's a little room.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the top one is Zoom, the bottom one is Skype, and this is the 2 shot. But I mean, as long as we can use this shot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Okay.
how many times are we going to do a 2-person interview?
Well, we're not. Well, I mean,
Friday or Tuesday through Friday.
You could have one after the other, couldn't you?
yeah. The
Sort of-
plan is to do that one after another. Yeah. So I mean, if we, but like the first part of the show is you two, and it's this shot, and then after that we'd have a guest, and that might need a little bit of tweaking on the shot, a little bit, and then a second guest after that. When Courtney had first talked to me about this, like when we were going through this at the end of November, October, or something like that, she had made it. I mean, she had put. I thought there was going to be two stations, so that's why I planned it that way. But
I think it would work if you have one, talk to one, then they get up and the other one sits down. So one exit right, the other one in intro left, and you do it that way, I think. And if you do want to be together, this works as well. You know, so you've got either option with this, don't you think? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
and I'm fine with that, guys. Like I've already made peace with myself that this isn't going to look like Fox News. So okay, so Martin, tell me just a little bit about what's going on down there. That have you guys seen anybody from COP? I'm doing this to kind of get like a kind of bit of a sustained audio check here.
Right. So this isn't to go out, no?
No.
Okay. Well, I just spoke to someone on the phone who went out there to have a look, and you have delegates queuing already to pick up all their sort of badges and get all their registrations done. There's a heavy police presence apparently, which is interesting, and there's no queue for public because the sign says only people who are pre-registered. But we all know that everyone who tried to pre-register got rejected, so they're going to be here, the ones that registered. So yeah, that's what's happening at the moment. And the people who've been coming in all been taking pictures in front of the COP10 signage that is inside the airport before you get to passport control. They've all been taking pictures of it. They're all seeing the desk where they're registering attendees or delegates to the COP10 meeting in the airport before they get to passport control.
Martin, do you know if there are swag bags? Are they giving swag bags out to the delegates?
I don't know.
The delegates, yeah.
Mm.
And then David, tell me, like, when did you land in Panama, and what were the first couple things you did?
So we landed at around midnight in Panama. Our flights were delayed. Our plane was broken. We had to get a new plane. Then we were put on a 737 MAX 9, which didn't help ease my worries about this trip. But listen, everything was fine. We're here. I have a lot of energy, a lot of excitement for what's going to start tomorrow, last throughout the week. And interesting to hear from Martin that people are lining up, the delegates are lining up, getting ready for this, and that there's no line for the public. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about this meeting, is that there's no line for the public to register. And that's one of the key points we want to talk about throughout the week, isn't it, Martin?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah.
How did that, Brett?
Well, it's sounding okay. So, and then I'm going to do I've got something rolling here, so I'll check it after too as well. Who was in charge? Was it Michael that was looking at the Skype settings? I just want to confirm what the microphone setting was on that.
Yeah, he's coming back right here.
Okay. Microphone setting, this is at 5.
It's at 5. Okay, great. Could you pop that to 7 for me, please?
Yeah, how's this?
Okay, and so Martin, just quickly, so are you in the belly of the beast? Is that what I understand?
Well, yeah, we kind of are, yeah. You can see all the signage, but this is what always happens at these COPs. You land.
Well, I want you to put tape down for your TV needs to be, and I also when we do our experts, because they're obviously not going to be in either of those states, so we need to move in the middle.
Yeah, but we've seen this before. I remember seeing it in India, and I took a picture of them, and they were quite perturbed that I'd taken a picture of them in the India airport. But that one was outside. That was after you come through and you come out into the arrivals hall. They're actually here in Panama, inside before you get to passport control. I haven't seen that before.
And Michael, can you just jump back in there and crank it to 10 for me, so I have a full understanding of what the...
There we go.
Okay, Martin, if you could sit back down.
Right. like musical chairs. Yeah.
So, Martin, have you purchased any rotten eggs and toilet paper?
That's rotten eggs and toilet paper. No, not yet. I've been through a few markets but looking for them, but they just can't find the proper seller for it yet. I bought a couple of fridge magnets though.
And David, so you had a broken plane. That's got to be a bit unnerving.
It's very unnerving when the cargo door won't shut and it's broken, and they try to fix it, but they say, well, something, we're just going to get a new plane. But so I learned an interesting fact about Panama today, is that any legal tender could be accepted here. So it's the euro, a dollar, you name it. If the shop accepts it, then you can use it. A lot of countries, have very specific rules about what money you can use inside their borders, and I think Panama is unique in that way, is that about 100 years ago in their constitution, they put that provision, is that you have money, if a shop accepts it, you can use it. Pretty cool.
Okay, guys, so let me just say that right now, barring anything different, the Skype audio microphone settings didn't make a whole hell of a lot of difference. It did lift it up a bit, but really not much. So I'd say that what we want to do is make it simple. And every time you turn, right as we're connecting, we want to make sure that that's at 10. So if possible, I'd like to connect an hour early before live, and you can just keep working and stuff. Obviously, Martin, I think you and I got to figure out what kind of flow we might want to be in terms of you getting me some information that I can use to formulate for the show. I'm anticipating the first episode it's going to be a little rough on Monday, but we're fully set up to make it better for Tuesday, and then we got Wednesday, and then we got Thursday, we got Friday. I mean, by the time we're going to end this thing, we will be like Fox News. That's what I'm hoping. But
I can't remember who you've got down for the first day. I've got you sent suggestions for two for each day. Who did you put down for the first day?
I'd have to look. I never heard back though if that was locked or not. I think Lindsay was going to check to see if Mark Oates. I had Mark down.
Mark, he's going to be here, but I'm not sure if he's going to be here in time for it. And Jeannie's now coming on Tuesday. Because at the time I didn't answer because I was thinking if Jeannie's coming in early, which looked a possibility at one time, then we could shift it around a bit. So, but Mark's not going to be in until tomorrow, and he might be coming in quite late. So who are the two you got for that first one?
Let me just call it up here. I'm still not 100% yet organized. Planning. Coverage. Where in the hell did I put those? Interviews. Transcribes planning. Oh, I just did this too. You know what? I'm just going to go to my WhatsApp. That's hilarious. Okay. I had suggested Dr. Randall Rodriguez Obando.
I don't pronounce his last name, but he'll be in.
I think he's going to be coming in because we've already got Dr. Verastro is here. So if the worst comes to worst, we can swap him for Diego. And who was the other? Mark Oates was the other one.
And then Mark Oates.
Okay. I don't think he's going to be here in time, but I'll have to think who else we could have instead of that.
So my goals are where I can, and mostly is if it's people that I've already interviewed, it'll just make it a lot easier.
Kurt Yo from South Africa, he's here. Have you interviewed him before?
Who's that?
Kurt Yo from South Africa.
Yeah, Kurt, I've got him down for Wednesday, but we could do him on Monday.
Yeah, he's here. He's here. He's got his room. He's all settled in.
So, do you think Obando? Do you think Obando? Obando is the only person I put on here that I've never interviewed.
Right. I haven't seen him yet. I don't know when he's coming in. Because the Spanish and those doctors, the Reldat doctors, Carmen.
This guy's in.
Oh, yeah, we got one Joe
I know,
Sirion.
to him right now, 'cause
But-
he's my personal rock star, 'cause he's based
The thing is-
in front of that.
Carmen was organising them all, and she's doing it really well. But she's collecting all their flight details and then sending them off for reimbursement after the event. So we don't know what time they're coming in. So we've got one Jose Sirion is here, but Diego Verastro, who's a doctor. If you want a doctor, he's in the same delegation. You know, he's in the same group, and he's here already, and he speaks English. So.
Well, look, I mean, you gotta. All I can say is that you know how my interviews go. I don't know. I mean, you know, I need a bio. I need to know the guy speaks some English, and that's it, right? But and you know, and I'll take it for your guys' word that the person might be a good interview.
Yeah, we got all that. But it's people will start coming in, because I know this Maria from Canada's coming in at 5. We could get her. She's coming at 5 today. Konstantinos is arriving about 7:30.
Like 4 people that will be there tomorrow.
Why don't we do this?
Yeah, we could tell you
We will
tomorrow.
send you 2 names and their bios
Mm.
by in the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that'd be great. So excuse me. So you've got the list. I like I picked the list in the way I did it for a reason. And one is that I want to get Mark Oates as soon as possible because of all of the UK stuff.
Yeah, he'll be here tomorrow, so he could do him on Tuesday.
Right. Which means moving Snowden or Farsalinos off to another day. So, I mean, I can leave it up to you guys to take a look at it. I just definitely go ahead.
Chris Snowden's coming today, so he could do tomorrow if you want someone from the UK quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be great. So
Yeah.
for everybody that's on this list, I've already made brand new name keys for live. So, I mean, that's already done. So if it's a new name that's not on this list, you need to let me know. It's not, I mean, I can make it quickly, but, so I'll create the new name key and stuff and then develop a little bit of a question thing. Chris Snowden on Monday would be excellent.
Yeah.
It'd be a great way to start.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just let you guys let me know.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just take one look at you guys. Yeah, I mean, the headroom is fine. The 2-shot, let me put it back to the 2-shot. Or it was on the 2-shot. There's your single. So you can see that. And then here's the wide, how you look from the wide.
I mean, I think it looks okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's doable. Yeah, it's doable. I mean, it's doable. And this shot, I mean, Martin might just need to be a little bit more to his right. Just a hair. There you go, because he's a little closer to the screen. Otherwise, that's good. That's doable.
Yeah.
So when we start the show, it'll be you two fine gentlemen that'll be sitting there, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we start it? I'll introduce, you both. Each time I'll introduce you again, right? But who's the first person that we go to for meet?
I think Martin,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm easy.
because Martin can talk about sort of what he saw, what's happened, and then I can follow up with more. He can do play-by-play, I can do color. And talk about why, this is important, and these are the concerns that we had coming into this meeting. What's tomorrow? So, yeah, I think Martin will be play-by-play, I'll be color.
Okay, and so when we're on at 4:00, let's just think 4:00 Tuesday for a second. 4:00 Tuesday, day 2 show. Martin, you're going to have the bulletin. That was from Monday for sure, because it's 4:00 the next day, right?
Yeah. There's journal. The journal comes out from the FCTC, and you've got the bulletin comes out from the Global Alliance for Tobacco Control, which used to be the FCA, Framework Convention Alliance. Don't know when the bulletins will be out, but the journals should be pretty consistently the next morning. So we should get them, because they're over here, the FCTC ones should come out in the morning on the Tuesday.
Okay, so let me just make sure I've got that. I know it's in notes with you but I just want to make sure I've got this called out here. Okay, so there's two pieces of information that are critical for us that we should get each day. The bulletin you said is from FCTC, or the journals from FCTC?
The journal is from FCTC, and the bulletin is from what used to be called the FCA, Framework Convention Alliance, which is now GATC, Global Alliance for Tobacco Control. And that's basically all the NGOs that support the aims of the treaty. And they're kind of the mafia. They're not part of the treaty, they're not part of the FCTC, they're just the NGOs who support all the aims of the WHO. So they're the ones who dish out all the awards. If they think that a delegation hasn't been positive enough and restrictive enough, they'll give them a dirty ashtray award and say, they were frustrating proceedings, and they'll give an orchid award to the country they think has been supplicant enough and licked enough arseholes of the FCTC, basically. I don't know what way of putting it. Yeah.
So the licked enough assholes award. I'm wondering. I mean, I'm sure we could do that if we use that if we want to. Yeah, like how hard are we going to go here on this thing?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 11. I mean, this only happens once every 2 years, and there's a lot that I'm pissed off about.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I think we'll just, okay. So Martin, I mean, I've got it. You'll get going. David, you jump in, I figure on tomorrow, we're going to just talk for 20 minutes, right? That kind of thing. And
did this two-shot like this, or did you want me to sit and then me get out of the way and then David sit down?
Well, I think, the whole idea was you guys are going to both be together, right?
Yeah, two-shot, because I'm going to say something like, so Martin, this is now the end of day 2 of COP. You've seen and been to these meetings before, whether virtually or heard. What's different about this meeting, day 2? What have you heard from folks maybe inside? And just, I'm going to prompt you with questions like that, just to kind of draw out your expertise and talk about what's happened. And we can do a little bit of recap of our conference and say, this is what we talked about today. We talked about transparency. We talked about media access, citizen access to this. And day 2 was a great example of the WHO doing the exact opposite of that. So that's kind of what I'm going to give him, leading questions, and look to him to kind of fill in the blanks of stuff that I don't know.
Well, that's excellent, because from what I know, and if you take the lead on asking Martin some of the questions and so forth, that's going to make this thing spectacular. Because one of the things that I was planning on doing was taking the daily program agenda, so let me just do this right now.
You can pick up notes from the live stream, can't you, yourself?
And I don't want to steal your thunder, so I don't.
No. Let's totally go where the most information can happen. And so if that ends up being, David, you doing that interaction with Martin and asking questions, I think that's excellent. It just makes it for a way better broadcast.
And fill in the blanks. Like, if obviously I'll miss a lot. So Brent, if I'm missing something, jump in and ask Martin, obviously,
Oh, no, I will. Yeah, I'm not going to hang it all on you, but don't absolutely feel like take the conch and do it. I've been doing this so long time, right? So I'll know exactly when to jump back in. So I mean, like, to be able to just go to the agenda for that day was like part of the plan, right? Yeah. So for each day, because it's great, it's visual, it's got graphics, it says what's going on. So I absolutely am planning on doing that. If Lindsay is still there and can hear me, I've got the agenda from like 3 days ago or something like that. So it would be good for me to get final documents. So I'd have that. But
Lindsay,
David,
you have an updated agenda, because we've moved a couple of things around, haven't we?
Yeah.
So he's got one from 3 days ago. Well, we've got, that's a podcast. He doesn't need the podcast.
You don't have
no,
the
we moved the
newest one.
podcast around.
Yeah, I can send you one in like 2 hours.
Yeah, the one I've got was from last month.
3 days ago.
3 days ago.
well,
Last month, yeah.
okay,
Oh, very good.
Clever man he is.
30 days.
Okay, 1 second here, and let me just see the live stream. Has anybody had a chance to click that link?
So we did a test this morning on the live stream, and everything was working as of 1 o'clock today, 1 o'clock our time. So yeah, that's good to go.
So I emailed you guys a link in my very last email to you, just right before we connected. In there is a YouTube link, and it's been us live right now. It's an unlisted thing, so only somebody who has the link. So if you click it, you can see the quality just looks freaking excellent.
Do we need to test Zoom because we have to be out of this room in 15 minutes? So,
well, I mean, I don't really know if we need to. I think the Skype thing was the most important because just the user and shit going on.
okay.
But I mean, we could if you want. We'll have to shut down Skype, right?
Yeah.
Is Zoom just for redundancy?
It would be just for redundancy, yeah. I mean, I don't need to test the Zoom on my end.
Okay,
Okay,
we don't
then
need to test it.
yeah, we don't need to test it on our-
We
yeah.
know it'll work. We've got
Yeah.
100 internet connection here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, this, and I'm telling you guys, like I'm looking at the stream on YouTube right now, and I'm seeing your guys' portion of it, and it looks great.
Yeah, and just so you know, we're hardwired here, so we have 100 down and 100 up.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you sound good, guys. The sound is good. The picture's great. So let's do it. I will send through like late tonight my time, and I'll schedule them to post in the morning the actual YouTube link for. Well, I think it's already out there, but I'm going to repost that on Twitter, and we're going to be live on Twitter each day, so it's pretty freaking good. Okay.
Fantastic.
All right,
Okay.
folks. All right.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ben.
Enjoy a Cuba Libre on me.
Thanks, man.
Have a good one.
Cheers.